everybody. It is Tracy coming to you live from Golden Dog Adventure Company headquarters. I hope you're having a great day. I am here with our partner and featured expert, Ashley Clark from You and Your Dog Training and Services. How are you doing today, Ashley?
Doing well yourself?
I'm doing good. I'm glad you could join me. This is the time each month, something new we're doing this year, where we come to you live with our featured experts to talk a little bit about what you can expect for the month as far as education and training support. And we have a great theme for you this month. I think everybody will appreciate the focus on building a reliable recall you can trust. This is a program that Ashley has done with us before. And I'll just preface this by saying that all of this great education leads into a workshop that she is offering in June. So if this is something that you need more support on, she's there to offer it. And that's essentially what our featured experts do, is they give you a taste of a curriculum they're working on so you can see if it's right for you, see if it's right for your dog, ask questions, get an intro version of it, and then move into more in-depth support if that's what you need. So Ashley, before we jump into this month's theme and events, can you just tell everyone a little bit about yourself and what you do at You and Your Dog?
So to keep it real short and sweet, I'm Ashley, and behind me here is our dog training studio here in New Boston. And this is where You and Your Dog training takes place. We have outside the building our big, huge field, and that's actually where we do our reliable recall class. And You and Your Dog actually started where I had worked previously at really big training facilities. And over my years, I was able to curate and make it smaller so I can make it more personal and one-on-one for the individual client. And hence where the name You and Your Dog actually stems from. But my big background for getting into dog training was to really help people and their dogs. And so in doing so, realizing that it's not a licensed profession, I learned this from a veterinarian, which segued me down the rabbit hole of dog behavior. So I like to geek out on the science, but that's where also too, we have this umbrella of positive reinforcement and working with the dogs. So hence why I love Tracy and Golden Dog for this, because it really is looking at working with and not against the dog, which is a big, big underlying statement for how we build a reliable recall.
Yeah, and you have such cue reactive dogs. You have such a great space down there in New Boston. I'm really excited when we can do programs in your outside space because it's quiet. You have a wide space right there immersed in nature. So it really is a great spot. And I want to get into what people can expect from the different events you're going to be hosting this month. So I know that we have the pop-up talk called Building a Reliable Recall on April 14th at 7:15 p.m. in our Zoom room. Can you talk a little bit about what people can expect to learn in that event?
Yeah, so we're going to go into really kind of the nitty-gritty reason why the recall fails, and really thinking about us being conscientious of what we're asking of our dogs and ways to kind of curate and set them and ourselves up for success. So the pop-up is really, really helping people hear themselves and looking at the dog and how we're asking them to leave something or to send them into something good or bad, and how to curate our recalls around that. And so the pop-up talk is to really actually help people hear themselves and to then think of what it is that they really generally want their dog to do. Do they want their dog to go inside? Do they want their dog to leave a squirrel? Do they want their dogs to get their nail trimmed? So thinking of the implications of when we use our recall, what is taking place before and after it is really going to be the fun part about us, well, me talking, but also to get people thinking of how we really do communicate with our dogs for the good and sometimes for the bad.
And what's great about that event too is if you are a Golden Dog Club member, that is included with your membership. So I highly encourage you to join us and learn. And now you had also said too, I think you're giving away some kind of tip sheet or something that they'll be able to download. Now, is that in preparation for the official club adventure? Some things they can be working on to prepare for the in-person event?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's kind of like a cheat sheet where it gives you a lot of tips right from the front. And so you can take that and run with it. But also if you have that and then leading into the event, it will give you even a stronger understanding of what we'll be getting into the nitty gritties of, because it's really about building out the behavior. So the tip sheet will definitely give you the starter steps for that for sure.
Okay, perfect. So that's a great preview of what's coming up. And then on April 27th, which is a Sunday, we'll be down in New Boston starting at 1 p.m. for our official club adventure calling Building a Reliable Recall You Can Trust. So now we're going to be putting what we've learned into play. And even if you are not able to attend the pop-up talk, if you are a Golden Dog Club member, you would be able to watch it in the library. But if you're not able to watch it in person, is that going to prevent people from being able to do the in-person event?
No, actually, if anything, it'll give them more appreciation for learning on in real time what it feels like, because that's the other part to it as well too. Even if you've been preparing, when you get out into the real world, then you see, oh crap, it doesn't work every time. And so that's actually the other half to it, is to realize, yeah, we're not perfect and neither are our dogs. So how do we troubleshoot in real time to build that communication where we can see the dogs, where they are connected with us, to where they leave the think and learn zone. So yeah, you don't need the background for it, but you'll be learning in real time, just through the nitty gritty of what it feels like when it doesn't work.
Now, will you be having real turkeys and deer and squirrels and chipmunks ready to go so that we can really test it?
Well, so it's actually kind of funny. I joke and say the wildlife on the property are pretty well trained in that, so that when cars are pulling up the driveway, you'll see the 10 turkeys going off into the woods. But because we do know where the wildlife trails are and the forest lines and everything, we always start off where it's easier, which is actually out in the field. But we work the dogs towards where all that scent accumulation is taking place, where the turkeys had previously been. Now, I'm not going to say there won't be like a chipmunk or a squirrel that will run by. That can absolutely happen. But the wildlife are pretty well trained to be on the perimeter of the property, more so than not when the dogs are around. So,
Well, my dog has told me you have really good smells at your property, so she's looking forward to coming again.
yeah, absolutely.
So now, in preparation for the official club adventure too, what types of equipment should people have with them?
Yeah, so what I recommend first and foremost is your best value treats, the highest value that you can think of. And so in that, when I say treats, it doesn't have to be treats. It's just a fun one that we can actually kind of manipulate a little bit faster in real time. But if your dog is toy obsessed, you can bring the toy. My only issue is that if we have that tennis ball that squeaks, that it will be the added distraction in the group. So if you have a toy that is squeaker less, that would definitely be preferred. But and also too, if it is a toy, a longer toy better as well. So if it flies onto the ground, it doesn't roll into another dog's space. We do give the dogs good spacing, but I am an advocate for safety first. So yeah, in that, controllable toys are definitely the preference. But so that's number one on the list. From there is if you have a nice well-fitted harness with a back clip, because we will be using long lines. And so the long lines that we use here are 10 to 15 foot biothane long lines. And so they do make longer long lines, but for starting a recall, I don't want to have the 33 feet or 50 foot of space, because that'd be way too much wiggle room for disaster. But yeah, a 15-foot long line is definitely where to go. And again, when I say a back clip harness, if you don't have a back clip harness and you just have your regular flat buckle collar, that is okay. We just want to be cognizant that we don't want the dog to have too much leash in case they got excited, and don't want them to crank on their neck. So that's one of the reasons for a back clip harness.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. And so if you make it through the official club adventure successfully, we're going to go to our favorite ice cream place down there. You know it well because you turned me on to it. Dodge Ice Cream. So, we always go. That's our tradition every month when you are the official club adventure. After the in-person program, we go over to Dodge. So we'll do that again this time after a great 90 minutes to 2 hours of working on our reliable recall. So then to end the month, which I always love, is our Ask the Expert session, where our Golden Dog Club members get an opportunity to be in a Zoom room with our featured expert. So Ashley will be there with us this month, and it will be on April 28th. So that'll be Monday, the day after the official club adventure. So it's a great opportunity for you to ask any follow-up questions on the learnings from April. She is also a professional dog trainer, so she can answer questions related to other topics that you are welcome to ask as well. And then also during that 1 hour, it gives us a chance to give you a highlight of what is coming up in the club. And then we also give a preview for May for our featured expert. So we've got a jam-packed month. There's lots of great stuff that we're going to be talking about, lots of great stuff we're going to be learning. If you are watching this video on the replay and you have questions, either of myself or of Ashley, just tag us and we will make sure that we get your answers. She's also available in the community if you have any questions. Do you think you'll have time to pop in and out of there at all with any tips and techniques and things like that? Or I know you've got a pretty busy month.
If I get tagged in it and notified, then yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Awesome. So I'll be looking for that and I will tag you as well if people have questions. So that's it. We've got a fantastic month for you. Any last thoughts, Ashley, before we wrap up?
No, I'm just really excited for people to partake because out of all the things that I'm passionate about with teaching dogs, it is a truly reliable recall. So I'm excited to step forward with it with you guys.
Yeah, agreed. And then, as I mentioned, she will be offering a full workshop in June if this is something you want to pursue further. And it's funny, we were talking off air, and as a courtesy, Ashley does not offer it in May. And I bet you can imagine why. You know, unless you come in a full net bodysuit, you will appreciate not doing it in May. So June will be just the right month to jump into it and learn all about it. Thank you, Ashley, for joining me today. I appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you at the pop-up talk on the 14th.
Thank you. Absolutely.
All right, everyone. Have a great day.